Greetings, blessed love, and a royal welcome to my channel. This is I am Life and Light Productions, and I, Just Sparks, I am your host. Welcome, royal welcome, me aweso, to each and every I, this Sabbath. Blessed heart of Sabbath to each and every one, those that are holding their Sabbath, you know. We do give thanks once again for another beautiful day in creation, you know. Blessed love to each and every eye. You know, we give thanks royally. I pray and each and every eye household is up full and bright, and every eye is living in the light of the mind. You know, welcome to I School of Thought. And this is lesson 6 of the Master Key System, which is cultivating attention. You know, so I pray each and every eye is up full and bright and living in the light of the mind. You know, again, mighty art of Sabbath to each and every eye going through, you know, remembering that the Sabbath is dwelling in your state fulfilled, you know, and not just merely Saturday, you know, or the 7th day, you know, but the day where you end all your work, you know, all your desires, so to say, you know, and then you rest in the state of having it all fulfilled, entering your Sabbath, you know. It's a holy day, you know. Without entering that day, your desires will not be met. They will be killed, you know. So we do give thanks royally once again, you know. Blessings to each and every eye. We give thanks, mighty eye. You know, so again, this is lesson 6 of the Master Key System, cultivating attention, you know. And I pray the eyes them, you know, is familiar with the last 5 lessons, you know, and were diligent in their work, in their study, you know, in their application of the lessons, you know, so that we can move forward, you know, so that we can become masters of our reality, masters of our destiny, you know. So we do give thanks once again, you know, and as always, I will go over the previous lesson, which is lesson 5. I will go over the lesson itself, the exercise, and the question and answer before I go into today's exercise for lesson 6 and the question and answer for it. You know? Yes, and yeah, I could start with a psalm. Yeah, I can start with a psalm. I will start with Psalm 1. I am blessed. I am prosperous. I am walking in the counsels of the Most High. I am standing in the way of the righteous. I am sitting in the seat of the meek. I am delighting in the laws of the Most High. In the laws of the Most High, I am meditating day and night. I am like a tree planted by the river of water. I am bringing forth thy fruit in thy season. Thy leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever I am doing, prosper it. The ungodly are not so. They are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For I am knowing the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. You know, so we learn from this Psalms here to order our steps in the way. Prepare your way before you go. Send your word out, that your word may make clear your path, bring light to your footsteps. You see it. So the righteous or the godly are they that prepare their way. Speak before they talk, before they move. You know, send out their angels, you know, that guard their paths before they step. You know, living in the day and not in the night, royally. We give thanks. You know, so Lesson 5, we will go over it. The exercise, we were to take the same seat, the same position as heretofore. And then we were to mentally select a place which has pleasant associations. Any place you want, it don't matter, the place, just a place where you find pleasant to be, that bring you, joy and, comfort, and stuff like that. Then you were to make a complete mental picture of it. You were to see the buildings, if there is any buildings, see the grounds, the trees, see the friends who you have there, whether it be friends or families, association, seeing everything complete, At first, you will find yourself thinking of everything under the sun except the ideal upon which you desire to concentrate. But do not let that discourage you. Persistence will win, but persistence requires that you practice these exercises every day without fail. You see it? So it's all about self. It's not about what someone else can do for you, it's what you're doing for yourself. The information will not be applied unless you use your will to apply it upon yourself. And only that way would you would receive the experience to have the knowledge of that said information. You see it? So it's grim determination. Failure is not an option. Words of His Imperial Majesty, Haile Selassie I. Failure is not an option. Grim determination is necessary to transform self. So, question and answer for lesson 5, which was last strong ago, last week, last Sabbath. Question 1. What proportion of our mental life is subconscious? So, what proportion of our life, our mental life, the mental activity of our brain, what proportion of it is subconscious, meaning that we're not really controlling it? Yes, right? We're not consciously controlling it. All right? Answer, at least 90%, 90, at least 90% of our life is subconscious. See it? Question 2. Is this vast mental storehouse generally utilized? So, do people in general utilize the power of their subconscious mind? And the answer is no. Question 3 is why not? The answer, few understand or appreciate the fact that the subconscious mind is an activity which they may consciously direct. See it? Question 4. Where has the conscious mind received its governing tendencies? So your conscious mind, your mind that you control, where did it get its governing tendencies from? Answer, from heredity, which means that it is the result of all the environments of all past generations. All of it. Okay? So, in other words, your conscious mind, which is the organ of your conscious mind is your brain. Okay, let's put into perspective genes, genealogy, right? Now, we are the product of our mother and our father, who is the product of their mother and father, who is the product of their mother and father. So, we have within us every strand of DNA goes straight back to the beginning of our line, so to call it. You know what I'm saying? So It is embedded in our DNA. So how we govern is embedded from past generations come down in DNA. You see it. All right. Question 5. What is the law of attraction bringing to us? You hear they speak about the law of attraction. What is it bringing to us? You know? The answer, our own. Our own, what belongs to us? What is ours? All right. Now, question 6 is, what is our own? Right? The answer is what we inherently are and is the result of past thinking, both conscious and subconscious. So what we are is what we think of ourselves. You know, what we are thinking of ourselves is what we inherently are. Not specifically what we're telling people that we are, but what we in secret think of ourselves. You know, how we see ourselves in the dark, so to say. You see it. You know, question 7. Of what is the material with which we construct our mental house composed? You know, so your mental house is your mind. Yes, right? So there's asking what substance, what material is used in there to construct the things them that you see in your mind. Yes, right? The answer, the thoughts which we entertain. So the thoughts that we have in our mind is the visions, is the images that we are seeing that is creating the effects, the experiences that we are experiencing. All right? Question 8. What is the secret of power? The answer, a recognition of the omnipresence of omnipotence. So it's the recognition, the coming to the realization of the omnipresence everywhere. Omnipresence, here, there, and everywhere, of omnipotence, the power, the absolute power that is them, the source. The realization that the source is everywhere. The source, everything is the source. We are the source. We are connected. It is the source. You see it? And that power is everywhere. And we can tap into it at any time. For we are the mechanism used to tap into this power. You see it? All right. Now, question 9 of lesson 5. Where does it originate? Meaning power, the secret of power. Where does the power originate? Or the omnipresence of omnipotence? Where does that omnipotent, omnipresent power originate, come from? All right. Answer, all life and all power is from within. Within, in the mind space. See? Question 10. Upon what is the possession of power contingent? All right. So what is it based on? You know, how do you get this power? All right. The answer, upon a proper use of the power already in our possession. Is right? And what is the power in our possession? Our thoughts. Is right? Our way of thinking. The proper use of it is what is going to bring the power. Is right? That we so desire within creation. You see it. You know, so I pray the eyes them were diligent in the exercise, meditating at least once, maybe twice, 3 times, if the eyes can, all day long, you know, in the exercises. For it is exercises that is training the eyes, their mind, is right, to see within and to hold images, hold thoughts, you know, That's what they call faith, controlling your thought, being able to hold it. You see it? Yeah. And regardless of what the outer world may say, you can hold a thought still and steady in your mind. Regardless of your conscious mind coming up with all sorts of reasonings as why it's not so, you are able to still those reasoning down, those doubts down, and hold that thought steady in the mind. You know, this is what we're learning to do, because thoughts is the causes, and the experiences that we are experiencing are its effects. And thoughts are words. Yes, right? And I told you in the beginning was the Word. And the Word was with God. And the Word was God. Yes, right? So what is the Word? The Word is a thought, right? So thought was in the beginning with you. And that thought was you. And that thought, which is you, is God. Yes, right? So this is what we must come to the realization. We are everything and we are everywhere. That is the realization of the omnipresence of omnipotence. You know, and it is in its most literal way. Yes, right. It's not something to just mere say and then brush off. It's something to feel and live. You see it, Honorable. You know, so we do give thanks again, you know, for the eyes them. I want to start lesson 6. Yes. This Strong's exercise. You see it? So we are coming along, as they say here in Ghana, a poco, one day at a time, or little by little, a poco, little by little. You know, we are coming along, you know, to the perfecting of self, the realization that we are all there is. And when we say that, have the understanding or the understanding to what it means. You know, because many might say they're all there is. But then when they look out of their lenses and they see others, they see a difference. They see a separation when there is no separation. You know, and if you understand the deepness of it, then that means everyone, whether good or bad, is you. They are all you. Yes, and I am all them. And this is creation. It is one wave, one energy field, you know? And we have to operate from this way. And this is the God mind, you know, the Father mind, the mind of authority, you know, the oneness, the mind of oneness, you know, the mind of peace, the mind of freedom. Yes, right? Because when you look into creation, creation is free to all, regardless of the title that they take upon themselves. Creation is free and feeds all equally. You see it. So must we be. For we are made in the image and likeness of freedom, of creation, of nature. Yes, right. So one to another, judge not, cast no blame, condemn none. Yes, right. But hold all in perfect reverence as the I own self, the I own being. Yes, right. For that is who they are. Yes, right. That is who we are. We are each other. In the fullest aspect and in the simplest, we are each other. You see it. You know, so this is how we must approach creation now. You know, from the insects, from the earth, first and foremost, to the insects that come out of it, to the grass, the trees, you know, the animals, everything, people, birds, life form. We are each other and must have that respect you know, to the forces of nature, the air and the water and the earth and the fire, because we are the same. You see it? So there is no differentiation, only in form. You see it? But we are formless, being perceived as form. You see it? Yeah, man. So, lesson 6, this strong. Cultivating attention. Yeah. Pull my spliff on this one, yeah. Cultivating attention. All right. It says, bring a photograph with you to the same seat, in the same room, in the same position as heretofore. Examine it closely for at least 10 minutes. Note the expressions of the eyes, the form of the features, the clothing, the way the hair is arranged. In fact, note every detail shown on the photograph carefully. Now, cover it. That's after at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes if you want, you know. Then you cover the picture and close your eyes and try to see it mentally. Now it says, if you can see every detail perfectly and can form a good mental image of the photograph, you are to be congratulated. So hip hip hooray to all those that can do it right away. We do give thanks to the eyes, them presence. You know, it's power within itself. You see it. If not, and you can't do it, then repeat the process till you can. Simple. Repetition. You know, mind is, the brain is an organ of habit. The more you do it, the more it, you know, it become then it catch, and that's it, you know. It says, this step 6, is simply for the purpose of preparing the soil. You see it? So in other words, you know, in our mind is, you could say, like an earth of itself, you know, where in your mind you sow seeds, which are your thoughts, you know, and in there it germinates and then shoots out into the universe. You see it? So preparing the soil is setting up your mind to be able to do such things. You see it? Not right now. All right. So question and answer for lesson 6 now. You know? Question 1. What are some of the effects which can be produced by electricity? Okay. The answer: heat, light, power, music are some of the effects that can be created or produced by electricity. Question 2. Upon what do these various effects depend? You know, how are you able to bring heat, to bring light, to bring power, to bring music, you know? Answer: upon the mechanism to which the electricity is attached. So it depends upon the machine, whether it be a heating machine, a heater, or whether it be a radio, or whether it be a light bulb, you know, or whatever, so to be, right? Question 3. What is the result of the action and interaction of the individual mind, or your conscious mind, upon the universal, or upon your subconscious? You know, the universal. All right. The answer: the conditions and experiences with which we meet. So the action and interaction of your individual conscious mind upon the universal mind is the experiences them that you meet, the things them that you go through, how your life is set. Whether you're saying it's actually a blessing and it's carefree, or you have to be struggling day to day, Yeah. It depends upon your mind, the interaction between your mind and creation. Okay. Now, question 4. How may these conditions be changed? All right. Answer. By changing the mechanism by which the universal mind is differentiated into form. You see? Now, question 5. What is this mechanism? Okay, so what is the mechanism that we have to change that will cause the universal mind to create new forms for us to experience? The answer, the brain. Yeah, your brain. Question 6. How may the brain be changed? Answer. By the process we call thinking. Thoughts produces brain cells, and these cells correspond with the corresponding thoughts in the universe. So in the universe, or in the outer world, is full of thoughts, right? Which is the material things that we see. And the inner world, which is the invisible world, is where the thoughts them exist. Right? So invisible is the invisible thought. Visible world is the material visible thought. Right? So by thinking, your brain cells correlates and correspond with the objects that are outside that you're thinking about. So it corresponds with the thoughts in the universe. Question 7. What value is the power of concentration? Okay. Why is concentration important? Why do we have to learn to concentrate? Well, what is the purpose? What is the sense, right? We're going through life and we don't really know how to concentrate, and we're making it, we're getting by. So what is the sense of concentration? The answer. It is the very highest personal achievement which can be acquired. So for you to be able to concentrate is the highest achievement you can ever achieve in your life. To be able to concentrate. Right? And it is also the distinguishing character of every successful man and woman. Concentration. And that's the value of it. It's of the highest degree. You see it? Question 8. How may it be required? Answer. By faithfully practicing the exercises outlined in this system. What system? The Master Key System. 24 steps to transforming oneself. So, faithfully practicing these exercises will bring you to have that mind power to be able to bend reality and shape your own destiny the way you're desiring it truly to be. you know, because many of I and I, we have little dreams and aspirations, but we always see it so far-fetched. Oh, well, if it were possible, when it is more than possible, and it's already existing, waiting for I and I, only if we can vibrate on its frequency and stay there. You see it? Question 9 of lesson 6 of the Master Key system. Why is it so important? Concentration, that is. All right? The answer? Because it will enable us to concentrate. All right? Or, well, the Master Key system. Why is the system so important? All right? Why is studying this system, these 24 steps, so important? Because it will enable us to concentrate, control our thoughts. I put that in, just add that in, And since thoughts are causes, conditions must be effects. So the experiences that we are experiencing in our life is all due to thought. The very words that we're speaking and holding to as truths is what is creating the environment that we're living in. See why it's important for the system to continually be putting out a narrative of fear, so that when the people think thoughts of such, they live in a reality of such. And the only way to break free of the matrix is to break free of their thought pattern, their system, the narratives them that they're pushing. Break free from it. The mental chains are thoughts, thought patterns. And every thought pattern of the system of Babylon, or Vatican, I would say, not Babylon, every thought pattern, every thought structure of them that you break, that you stop, is a mental chain that you're breaking off of you, that is freeing you into who you really are. You see it? So the system is very important for I and I, Now, question 10. What is changing conditions and multiplying results in the objective world? So what is changing conditions and multiplying results in the outer world? How are we advancing like this? How is technology advancing and the world is changing, and how is all of this happening so fast now? The answer: men and women, but men, for men is man is male and female, are learning the basic methods of constructive thinking. So we're learning finally to think the right way. And as we think the right way, we create the right situations, the right environments, the right experiences. So it is all about our thoughts, all about our world within, the powerhouse, where all things are coming from. You see it. So it is very important for I and I to seek to transform self, to work on self diligently, more so than you would work in the world without. Because the world without working like that is not going to bring you the transformation that you so desire. But when you do the inner work, you will receive the outer transformation. you know, as the effect of your inner work being done. So it's about doing the inner work, you know, clearing up your inner space, you know, leggering all the narratives that is holding you down mentally and not allowing you to fly and soar with the eagle, so to say, you know, lift off of the physical realm, you know, by letting go and releasing everything loosed on earth is loose in heaven. What is bound in heaven is bound on earth. Yeah, it's just about your mind and reality. What you loose in reality is loosed in your mind. What you bind in your mind and hold in condemnation is bound in your reality and held in condemnation. And you shall face it. You know, so these are the things them that we must learn, you know, in order to become a better being, you know, a better self. And see each eye as I, you know, the Rastafari way, you know. Yeah. For we are all I, and apart from I, there is none. So we do give thanks to the Most Mighty I Am. You see it? For I am all that is. You see it? Everything exists within your mind space, within your awareness of being, within your, you know, consciousness. You see it? And if you won't, it wouldn't be. And because you are, it all is. So all access to all things is dependent on the I. You see it? And we have to learn now to use the power that brought all these things them that we're desiring into existence. And that power is our word, the thought. So we have to learn to use the thought aright so that we can attract and bring to us what we are. Yeah, that which we're thinking, that which we believe to be true. You see it? Because, yeah, I ain't going to go down that road there. You know, what we believe to be true. Yeah, you see it. So, we do give thanks again, royally. You know, another wonderful session, I must say. You know, give thanks to all the eyes them that is tuning in right now. You know, yeah. Let me see if I can bless up anyone. I see someone. Stones, royal blessings. We do give thanks. Yeah, man. I did send a message say you will join in this live, and you did. So a man of the I word. You know, you see reflection to reflection. You know, we do give thanks royally for the I presence. Blessings to the I royal family continually. You know, faithfully and truly my blessings. Seek thee out and find thee and lift thee up, you know, suspend thee in life and light continually, you know, most high. Who else is there? Could hardly see. Hey, let me see if I could turn up the brightness some. I Jamish, royal blessings, and I do give thanks to thy presence. Royal blessings to thy royal family going through, you know. Massive heart of Sabbath to the I said way. Daniel, royal blessings to the I. T, royal blessings. We do give thanks to the I them presence, you know, as we learn to master self, you know. Yeah, learning the 24 steps of the master key system of self-realization. You know, that ancient saying, know thyself. Yes, right. Understanding thyself and how thou work. You know, what thou really are. You know, who thou really are. Where thou really are. Why thou really are. When thou really are. You see it. All these things, you know, you find it from within. Yeah, man. So we do give thanks royally once again. Yeah, man. Yes, Daniel. God loves me. Most definitely, Jesus is loved most royally. We do give thanks. Yes, I agree with the I. You see it? Yeah, man. So blessings, you know? And that was the end of, yeah, the 10 question and answer of lesson 6, cultivating attention. You know, so this Strong's exercise is bringing a photograph with you to the same place of meditation, you know, and observing the photograph for at least 10 minutes, you know, and after observation, you know, you try to mentally, you know, create the picture in your mind. You know, it's for the purpose of preparing the soil. It's for the purpose for you now to be able to now come willingly and think of a situation, a royal situation that you want to be in, and then be able to bring that image to life within your mind. And when you bring that image to life within your mind, your subconscious, when you add feeling to that, will see it as something that is really happening. Right? And that will cause forces to move and shift the outer world, the outer universe, to conform to that inner image. Once you hold the feeling with that image constantly within you, you know, once you stay married, so to say, you know, yeah, once you stay married to self, thought and feeling, you know, your body, marry it and then stay in that union and do not divorce. Yes, and your child, which is your circumstance that you want arised, your experience, you know, that you want to experience is going to be birthed. You see it? You know, so on all levels, we must look at this thing, you know, and seek perfection, because we are the very image and likeness of perfection. We are the very image and likeness of beauty. We are the very image and likeness of transformation. You see it? And we are the very image and likeness of stillness. You know? That which never change. You see it? So we do give thanks for all such things. You know? Blessings to each and every eye, man, royally, man. We give thanks, man, for the eyes them joining in with I said we, you know? Yeah, man, and, you know, the youths them full joy in the day, you know, they out and about in the yard, you know, with nature, you know? So it's just a perfect balance, and we must see that balance within, you know? Reflect nature if you want to know anything. Just reflect nature, you know? Nature is good to each other. You know, when you look into the wild and you look at the animals them and you see the prey and then the victims them, the ones them that are being preyed upon, you realize that most of the times them, you know, the prey is only getting rid of the weak and the ones them that can't make it, the injured, the sick, you know? And so creation is set. You know what I'm saying? When your mind becomes sick, your thought pattern becomes sick, creation gets rid of you. You see, your body becomes sick and you deteriorate, you unform. You see, and that is what is going on in creation when you see people meet death, because their mind has become sick. You see, their mind have lost touch with self and therefore has to unravel. You see, yeah. You know, so we give thanks once again for the eyes them, you know. Yeah, we can sit down and reason about this all day, you know. This is what I love. You know, I love to do this, you know. I delight in doing the will of the Father in heaven, you know. The will of the mighty I, you know. Bringing to the eyes them his way, you know. The way of creation, the laws of the universe, you know. And how to acquire the things them that you truly desire. Because many desire a lot of things, you know, most of which is just outwardly, material that, that will just expire and, lose value in time and, just fade away. You see it? And they're running down these things them that they're placing value on, which are basically in its sense of no value yet of value. You see it? Because the things them that we chase and we run down in creation, in our experiences, are but the effects of our very thoughts, our very words. So if we overs that, we will seek to chase within to find the right words, the right thoughts, and hold them in consciousness. Glory in those in your word of right, in the right way of thinking. Glorify it. I'm saying? Magnify it, exalt it on high. Give it all authority and power. And then your world without will reflect the same. But many of I and I is just chasing the world without, the world of effects, and becoming idol worshippers, things that are created by the hands of man. You see it? And remember, the true hand of man is the eye of the mind. And all that you see in the material world is created by the eye of the mind. So anything that you give praises to outwardly is an idol created by the hand of man. You see it? So more love and blessings. I pray the eye them full joy, the rest of the eyes them Sabbath, and remember, the Sabbath is a state of mind, a state of being, where you're dwelling in your desire fulfilled and unmoved, unwavered, with your thoughts completely controlled, walking in faith and not by sight, not by what you're seeing, calling that which is invisible as though it is, and see it appear before you. The true order of creation, which is before each and every one of I and I's eye. But because we are not aware of the function of it, we do not see it. You see it? Step back and become aware of the functions of your thoughts in creation. And you would see that it's of most importance for you to be able to control your mind space, the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom where all things come from, where all things are created. You see it? The mind space. So it's to have complete dominion over the mind space will give you complete dominion over your reality, over your experiences. You see it? And it is a process where you have to learn certain principles in order to be able to walk this way. It is not just, you just wake up and you're like this. The calling is what you are calling to you. You see it? What the universe is saying to you is what you are saying to the universe. It starts from within. So we have to overs this. You see it? Yes. Clear mind, positive always win. Antoine, we do give thanks royally. It is the truth. You know what I'm saying? Clearness of mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, when you can't control those thoughts of doubt, what they will say in the Bible is the floods of ungodly men. You know, it will put you in some serious torment within. You know what I'm saying? And you will be so uneasy. You will be unraveled within yourself if you cannot control the floods of ungodly men when they come upon you. You know, the floods of doubtful thinking, doubtful thoughts. You know, to tell you that, oh, that can't be done. Oh, it's not so. Oh, that's not how reality works. When they come, when they start coming, they come. But we must remember Psalms 24. You see it? When it say, I have founded them upon the seas and established them upon the floods. So if now in another part of the Bible, thoughts are referred to as floods of ungodly men. So in creation, in Psalms 24, when it speak about creation, and it say creation was founded upon the seas, meaning in your mind space, upon that canvas of blackness, you find the reality. You make a picture image of the reality that you desire. And then it is established by the floods, meaning the flood of your thoughts in that direction only towards that image, supporting that image in every way. You see it? So when we look at these things, we realize that yes, the Psalms and the scripture is speaking the truth. But it's just perspective. It's how I want to look at it. You see it? Because knowing that we are the earth and the fullness thereof, yeah. We are the world and they that dwell therein. We are all things. You see it? We found it upon the seas and established it upon the floods. Yeah, we found it upon our mind. And set it in motion and in order by the thoughts them that we push behind it. You see it? We are the ones that are ascending our hill, right? And sit in our holy place, which is our mind center. Having clean hands and pure heart, we do not lift our soul to vanity, to the material things. We don't glorify and get happy when we get these material things and money. A man get $1 million and you happy and you want to joy down the world. No. You don't lift your soul to those things. Those are but effects of you, your power. You see it? And what is making those effects, you're not glorifying and praising, which is your very word. That is bringing those things to you. You see it? So these are the things them that we must come and over us now. You see it? We receive our blessings from the state of mind that we are in, that we are occupying, the thoughts them that we are entertaining. That's how we receive our blessings. We receive things in creation. And our righteousness also from the same state that we're declaring to be in righteousness. If we want to say that, oh, God is most perfect and oh, I can't be perfect because I is man, then you will hold the rank of a man that is not perfect, that will do things that are imperfect. You see? And then now, because that word is made manifest to you, you will now, how I would say, judge creation as the same, to say, well, oh, you see, this is why I say that, and this is why that. No, it's your thought is creating that experience for you. If you change your thought, you will change the experience, you know, and this is what we must over. Yeah, man. Give thanks to the hybrid and said we too, you know. More love and glory. Yes, we must be grateful. Yes. Yes. All mind, all heart must fight Freedom. Yes, mind. Yes, yes, yes. Royally, you know? And that's how we do it, you know? By clearing up inside, clearing up self, you know? Releasing all the mental chains that hold us down, that hold us as victims to ourselves, to thoughts, you know? And thoughts are fleeing, are moving to and fro, vibrations coming and going. You know what I'm saying? And we are the beacon of light that is drawing these vibrations, you know? So we can't let the vibrations that we are drawing control us. We're supposed to control the vibrations that come to us and control the vibrations that leave from us. Therefore, control creation, control reality. For we are all there is. You see? And we come to save our world. You see? That's when we come into consciousness of self. We are able now to save our world and help others through example to save theirs. For no man can save no man's world. You see it? Every man is responsible for his own destiny. That's why it's so important to let peace reign on the earth. You see it? Because a man is calling to him only that which he is, and could never call anything that he is not to himself. You see it? For that is the law. Everything is by law, and the law is perfect. You see, the heavens is held up by the law, right? The sun, the moon, and the stars, the wind, fire, function of fire, it not change. You know, man say the function of water not change, the function of air not change, the function of earth not change. You see it abide the same, right? So I just saw it go. You see it. Yeah, man, be a confusion. Yeah, Rasta hating, Rasta is confusion, you know, said we. But, you know, we're not there for that. You know what I'm saying? We're there to think Rasta loving Rasta. And the more we think Rasta loving Rasta, the more Rasta will show up loving each other in our world. Yes, right? And we will see that side of reality. For every side of reality exists. The side of reality where Rasta hating Rasta, every single Rasta hating every single Rasta, it do exist. Yeah. In one mind space. You see it. So we have to pay attention to what we are holding in our mind space. What we're thinking is all that matters, not what someone else is doing, saying, or thinking. Because what someone else is doing, saying, or whatever is only a perception of us and how we're perceiving what they're doing or saying. They might have a total different meaning to what they're doing or saying. But we, because of our experience and what we've been through, you know, what is stored in our subconscious, our place of memory, we will look out into creation at others that may seem similar and tend to want to put the same label on them. And we are wrong, because everyone is different. And two people might carry the same frown on the face, but for two different reasons. So though you experience a facial frown, an expression from one person, and then you meet another person and they show that, it doesn't mean they're thinking the same thing. So all these things then we got to look into and see how we was programmed. This is how the TV worked. You see it. When it showed you images, you know, especially the sitcoms coming up, when they gave you the time to laugh, you know, the time to be happy, the time to be sad, you know? They showed you the facial expressions that you must look out into creation for to identify with that. This is this, and that is that, and that is that. When it may not be so. You know what I'm saying? You know, so these are all little chains that we need to break off of us. You know? The capacity of chains that they have put upon us. Hey, is large, humongous. But we are able to rid them all. It's right? With awareness of self, being conscious of our mind space and taking back dominion over it. I remember, in the Bible it speaks about um, Abraham, and it tell you when Abraham had to defeat, the kings them. You know what I'm saying? And upon defeating the kings them and returning with his brother, you know what I'm saying, with himself, yes, right? He was confronted by two. You know what I'm saying? Many just speak about one, but he was confronted by two. He was confronted by Melchizedek, the king of Salem, the king of peace, and he was confronted by the king of Saddam. You see, the king of war. So he was confronted by two. You see? So we have to understand what these stories are speaking about. You see? So it's for one to understand within himself. When you go and when Abraham was defeating the kings, he was defeating the authority figures in his life. And you have to so defeat the authority figures in your life. Everyone that you have posed to be authority over you, everyone that is law over you, has power over you, you have to remove. For you are the only power. You see it? And in so doing so, the king of Salem, which is the king of Melchizedek, and the king of Saddam is going to appear to you in your mind. And remember, the king of Saddam, want your person. You see it? Want your person. So that's what the world wants. The world of illusion wants your person. When your person should be turned inwardly to Melchizedek, to the eye of the mind, the King of kings and the Lord of lords, the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, the only potentiate, the only I there is. You see it? Many want to put it outwardly into the world. You see it? And that is where destruction come to them. You see it? So the teachings within the scripture, we must really try to identify inwardly with them rather than outwardly. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is within. See how the fly keep buzzing around like the fly want to come show me that, it's one with me. It come, buzz, 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 yeah. Yeah, man. I know its presence. It's there. Just want to show me, say it there, See it? Yeah, man, I know say it there, man. Yeah, man, the whole of we are one. It's one grid. One life force energy. You know what I say? Yeah. Each I. Yeah. And we function as one. When I think a thought, there is an I out there that is going to perform it for I. To I. You see it? And that is what we must realize. Whatever thought you think, there is an I out there to perform it for the I. So if you think good thoughts only, though you see in the world only bad people, there will arise good people to perform those good thoughts for you. And if not, then those same bad people will turn good to perform those good thoughts for you. You see it? We are all there is. We are the only power. And it's to learn to get back the power of our word, the power of self, to be able to speak a word and stand behind it without wavering. Faithful to it. You see it? And see that manifest. As they say, the road is not for the swift, but those that can endure. It's about patience. It's about virtue. It's about being able to be still, to know that your very word that you speak is God, is creating the things them in your reality. If you're not patient enough to see, to wait and see, then you will never know. You will always be just, like an outwardly assumption, not, the inner assumption that, this is who I is, that we got to use in manifestation, but the outwardly assumption, the worldly assumption that, you're kind of confused with the whole situation. You know what I say? You see it? So, yeah, man, them kind of things there, you know? So, my people, love once again, royally. Yeah, man, one creation. Of course, it's one creation, one wave, one energy vibration. You see it? And we are the head. For we bear Christ within us, which is the word. You see it? So we are the head of creation. We are the father of creation, and we bear our son, which is our word, in our bosom. You see it? So it's for I and I to come forward to that realization that when we speak our word, that comes from the place of absolute power and absolute authority, it acts the same. When you speak the word to yourself, you must practice it. Guys, you must practice it. Speak a word to yourself. Say, I am healthy. And see if that word resonates throughout your structure and start to make your body tingle instantaneously. If you're able to do that, then that means you're becoming one with your word. You and your father, or your father and the father and the word is becoming one. You and your word is becoming one. That when you speak it, it is girded with all your power, the power of life, the power to transform and become that which it is. But in order to do so, you have to be able to train your mind in that way, to get your mind to believe in this reality, in this truth, and have it submitted into your subconscious so that it becomes you. Then reality will shift. Then reality will start changing. You have to become it. You see it? Okay. So, let's see. Yes. Yes, we must all love each other the same. Yeah. Naturally. Love everything the same. Love your brother as you love the plant. You see it? Yeah. As you love the ocean, love the moon. You know, as you love the sun, love the water. You know what I'm saying? Love everything the same because everything is you. You know? Do you love your hands more than you love your feet? Or do you love your eyes more than you love your ears? You see it? So you don't make division within your body, within your structure. Why make division outside? You know, it's only because you're thinking that outside is not part of you and you're separate from it. But everything that you see outside is one with you because it all came from within. And it's a product of all past generations. So the constructs that we see is constructs laid from eons, from the first man, first woman. Is the constructs that we remain seeing through heredity, through our DNA. And that's why we see the world the way it is. You see? You know, so, yeah, man. There, you know, one glorious love on this mighty Sabbath day, we do give thanks. You know, a breath of fresh air, you know, when your mind can be at ease. And when you're not functioning on a monetary basis, you know, and money is not the prime objective. You see it? Because that is how the world is. Money become the prime objective and everyone are run down money. You know what I'm saying? Seeking careers to get this certain type of pay. You know, trying to become entrepreneurs so they can make this amount of money. So they can do this, they can do that. You know what I'm saying? And chasing the world of effects. You see it? Yeah, tiring out themselves. By the time they reach old, they can't do nothing. They can't enjoy life. Got to destroy their temple by seeking outside for the things them that they claim is making them happy. You know? And though they acquire them in time, they are still never happy because they always want to acquire more. But if you seek within and you seek the thoughts them that makes you happy, and you hold those thoughts within, they will remain with you always. And you will remain happy and joyful. And those said thoughts will create a reality for you to live in that you will be happy and joyful in. You know? So we do give thanks once again for each and every I am. You see it. More love and blessings. I count every I. You see? That's why I'm here doing this channel. That's why I'm doing this live. So that every I can see the importance of thinking and thinking the right thoughts, constructive thoughts, and being able to hold them firm in consciousness till they manifest, being able to sit still, you know, to understand that it's not an outwardly force. It don't mean that you don't do outward work while you wait, you sit still, because sitting still is not something of laziness. It's something of alignment. Sitting still and waiting is aligning your thought with your feeling and generating that feeling within your body. When that feeling is generated, you sit still in that feeling. You see it? So it's an inner work. And then when you sit still in that feeling, you create a channel, a flow of energy that will be continuous. You see, anytime the doubts come, it starts to break the flow of energy. If you start to dwell on the doubts, wondering if this is happening, wondering if you're doing it right, you completely broke the flow, and then you got to start over. So it's about not going to sleep. It's about staying steadily, consistently self-talking the I themself. Self-talk. Is right? Conscious self-talk, righteous self-talk, positive self-talk, thoughts self-talk of power and dominion and authority. You know, oneness with the all that is will take you there. You see it. Yes, I. World of effects and side effects. You see it. Honorable. Rainbow energy. You don't know the unity. You see it. Yeah, man. So that's how we there. You know? Oneness. All is consciousness. You know? And when you realize all is consciousness, you know consciousness can do all things. You know? Yeah. Consciousness does all. And there is nothing consciousness cannot do. And it is consciousness that created all things. And there is nothing in creation that consciousness didn't create. You see it? These things we must put into perspective. When we realize this and look at it from this, we realize that there is no good and evil. There is just effects of consciousness. Yeah. And life boils down to a matter of choices. You see it? The thoughts you choose becomes your judgments that you experience. Choices. That's all it's about. You know, so today is your choice, you know, to walk in the way of self. You know what I'm saying? And when you walk in the way of self, it's not walking selfishly. It's right? It's walking selflessly. It's right? So when you're sitting and you're having your little quiet time and you want to be all by yourself, and someone jumps out of the blue and say, hey, come, I want this help, come do this. Immediately, you break from your selfishness and you become selfless. You see it? Entering your Sabbath. That's why they tell you on the Sabbath, the story in the Bible when they talk about doing work on the Sabbath day. You see it? Because many feel that, oh, come 7th day is the day of rest. Them not help nobody. Them locked down. Them not even take a phone call. You know what I'm saying? When someone they know who they claim to love, their friend, their family member could be trying to call them, trying to get in contact with them. You know what I'm saying? In need of just a word. You know, so it's good to do good on the Sabbath day. It's good to save life and not to take life on the mighty Sabbath. Right? So in entering your Sabbath, which is the true Sabbath, which is in your state fulfilled, it's good to do good while you're in your state fulfilled. It's good to save life and not take life. You see it? So when you're in your state, all are done and well for you. See it done and well for others also. You see it. You know, so these are the ways of the eye. You see it? Every eye. As you look out your eye, try and picture yourself looking out of every eye in creation. Every eye that exists. Feel your being, yourself, looking out of everyone else's eye. And you will feel the oneness of creation. You will see there is no purpose in fighting. There is no purpose in fussing. You will understand the construct of good and evil and what all things are. You see it? Yeah. It's a oneness. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a thing of acceptance. Yeah. I always refer to the chapter, to the what do they call it? The verse where it tell you that Christ was a friend of the publicans and sinners. You know, because they will so try to teach you in the world, you know, in the religious world, you know, about the sinner and the backbiter, you know, and the ones them that you must condemn. You know what I'm saying? But Christ didn't condemn no one. Not even the woman that was caught selling her body for money to survive. You see it? So this road is not about condemnation, but rather about forgiveness. You see it? And we must understand what sin is. Sin is simply not meeting your mark in life. That desire that you've been desiring from a child to be this great, whatever, you haven't met it, then you're sinning. Because you have the power within you to live that life. Only if you would choose to claim it. And when you choose to claim it, the chosen one, who choose to claim that life that you so desire, you shall become the anointed one, anointed with the feeling of that desire fulfilled. And then you shall experience that desire. You see it? You know? So it's just a oneness, royal people. Oneness. Purity. You know? Mind, heart, body, and soul. Yes. Esoteric, compassionate, royal blessings, my Lord. We do give thanks, you know. Yeah, man, I have been faithful with I, you know. Always, you know, sending out positive vibrations to I and I videos and thing, you know. So I, man, give thanks to the I presence, you know. Give thanks royally to the I and the I mighty family, you know. Blessings to the I family royally. Health, wealth, and love fill the I them presence continually, overflowing, you know, with joy because it's just a reflection, you know. You know, I say not because you really did anything for I, you know, but because the reflection is there. So the blessing come. You see it? When you are something, what you are flows. You see it? And that's just the way it is. So we give thanks to the high presence royally, you know? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And we there. Let's go and pull through. Every day is a new day, you know? And we must remember, sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. You see? In other words, the evil of today do not go into the next day. It is only brought into the next day by consciousness. And what we hold in consciousness, we create. So everyone that is experiencing evil, which is the things them that they don't desire, daily is because they are holding it in their consciousness daily. And therefore is experiencing daily that which they hold in consciousness daily. You know? Yeah, it's very, very, you know, eye-opening to come to these realizations. You know, and it is for every eye, not for one eye, no one greater than no other. I no greater than the eye them no greater than I. We are all one wave. You see it? One wave of conscious flow, conscious intelligent flow of formless energy taking form energy. You see it? But it's all energy. Formless, invisible, form, visible. All energy. You see? The same thing, made of the same fabric. Nothing different. You see? That's why we must come forward to our Garden of Eden, our state of being where we are having dominion over creation, where we're invulnerable to the material world, where they say the sun shall not smite I by day nor the moon by night. You shall not be affected by heat nor by cold. You know what I'm saying? Just as the yogis them show you, they sit in sub-degree temperature and they meditate and is not affected by the cold because they have conditioned their mind to see the cold as a friend, and in turn the cold act the same. So it's how we perceive creation, how we perceive the wind. What is the wind to us? Is it a messenger to bring to us the things them that we desire to hear? Are we using it like that? You know? Can it be used like that? You know, all these is before us. When you go and you talk with the plants, you know, all these things are before us and are all possible. And remember, nature is our servants. They are here to serve us. You need a tree, you need a plant, call to the birds. Tell them you need it. Small time. Within the year, you'll have that plant growing in your yard. You see it? And it's just so nature is. You know what I'm saying? And it is powered by faith in your belief. Meaning, by you holding a thought, finding it upon the seas, you're creating that image, that thought in your mind, and then you supporting that thought with supporting thoughts in a stream, in a flood, controlled faith. That is the order. You see it? And in so doing, you break reality. But it is work, a lot of inner work. You know, it is not as simple as you can say it, you know. It is work. You know, it is a diligence. It is a perseverance. You know, if you're not strong, you're not going to continue on the road. You know what I'm saying? Only the fittest of the fittest shall survive. That's why they say that. Only the strongest of mind shall endure to the end and shall see the glory of the becoming. You see it? So it's up to our one. You see it? Up to our one. Not to the masses. Not to the crowd. Not to the crew. Up to our one. Up to self. What you identify as and where you desire to be in creation. What you desire to reflect. What you desire to express. You know? It is all up on the tables for you. You know what I'm saying? Do you desire to work for someone else and bring their dream to a reality, but your dream is held in doubt and disbelief of you achieving and acquiring it? When it's just a thought away, a feeling away, a feeling of having it away. Yeah. Believe that you have received it and you shall have it. Yeah. But can you actually believe that you have received it? And then control your thought in that way. And not let any other thought disturb you to come out of that way. You see it? Yeah. Test it. See how it is for the eye. You know, because I don't know who truly is on this. You know, I don't know the eye them road, the eye them walks. You know, I know where I am at, you know, in my journey, you know, my life trod, you know, and I know where I'm going. But I don't know how I'm going to get there. You see it? The how, you know, is left for the inner me. Yeah, to figure out. The outer me, yeah, don't know how. But I know within myself where I desire to be. Inside? So it is the inner me that is taking idea, you know? By listening to the inner voice, you know, it instructs, truly instructs Psalm 1. Yeah, blessed is the man that walketh in the counsel of the ungodly, or walketh in the counsels of the godly. You know what I'm saying? It really instructs the eye of the mind, the light within. Truly, truly instructs, you know, and it sets you in an order. It tells you of what you're going to experience, how you're going to experience it. You know, not really how, but what you're going to experience. But then now you go through it now, and then now you got to figure it out now. And as you figure it out, you learn. You gain the experience. Then you get the knowledge of it. You get wisdom in the way. You see it? And the more you do this daily, you know what I'm saying? The more you overcome self. You know what I'm saying? The more you put self to the side. You see it? The more you advance. You know, you see the speak about these days self-love. You see it? But don't let them mislead you. Self-love is not a selfishness. Self-love is a selflessness. When you self-love, you love everything around. Every single thing as you love yourself. That is self-love. Loving the tree as you love yourself. You won't go out and you won't just get up and just strike your hand into the wall and hurt yourself. No. So when you get up, you don't go outside and just strike the tree and hurt the tree. Because you think, oh, it not ball out, it not no feelings. These things here we must overcome. You know? You step on her hands, just give her reverence. Partner, you might think it's simple, but it's life. And when you're trying to step on it, it's trying to get away. So then it is conscious of itself and it wants to survive and it have work here to do. So how are we really looking at creation? You know, how are we looking at this experience that we are experiencing? You know, the fullness of it, the truth of it, the love of it, the joy of it, the passion of it, the compassion of it. you know, to forgive your brother, to open your hands to your sister. You know what I'm saying? Though they may be whatever they want to be in the world. Open your hands and hug and love and show that love. You see it? Because it's you. They are you. And until we over this, there will continue to be hate. It will continue to be fighting. It will continue to be unrest within creation. You see it? Birds of the same feather flock together. You see it? If you are not of a certain lifestyle, keep of your lifestyle. And once you keep of that lifestyle that you are holding to without criticism to another one's, your paths very rarely meets. And if it meets, there is no real interaction done. But if you hold within you condemnation to the lifestyle that you don't choose, you will come into contact with that lifestyle that you have to verbally present that condemnation to it. Because it's now a reality in your reality. You see it? So it's all about letting go and freeing self, you know? Freeing self, you know? Becoming one with all things and freeing self. That's the only way to free yourself, by becoming one with all things. Everything, good, the bad, the ugly, you know? People might have saw my video heading when me say I am in love with evil. You know what I'm saying? I want to know how we're wrong with that with Just Sparks. But it's true. What is evil? What do someone call evil? Hmm? Hmm? What is evil? The Bible speaks of evil as hunting down wickedness, wicked men to overthrow them in their way. You never speak about evil harming any righteous. So then what is evil? You see it? And it pursueth evil, pursue the wicked man. Yes. What is this evil that is pursuing the wicked man? The man that don't want peace on the earth, the man that is doing things to obstruct the peace of the earth then. This evil is set out to take him out so that peace reign on the earth and everyone can live and be and do as they please. That's why there is so much destruction. That's why they set the system like that, and they set systems of laws and regulations and all these things to disturb peace, to cause there to be chaos. And where there is chaos, there is no order. And when people them are not in order, they're easily controlled. You see it? So all these things then we gotta look into, you know? And we got to exit the system of things, you know? Two agree make many. Lovely. Birds know the truth. Yeah. Sin, they invented sin. Yeah, sin is just a construct of you not able to meet your mark in life, you know? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We was born into a world of sin, you know, a world of duality. You see it? Where we was taught two powers instead of one. You see it? And when you're taught two powers instead of one, you enter into a world of sin. You see it? You know, so sin in itself is just the illusion. You know? The illusion of all the wrongs that could happen in creation to you is sin. And when you believe in all the wrongs that can happen to you, you're sinning. And then creating for you a sinful world where you're experiencing things that you just do not desire. You see it? You know, so, yeah, man, that's so good, you know? I Jamish, evil a part of life. Yes, evil is a part of life. Evil is one and the same with life. Yes, right. Evil and life is the same thing. Evil, you switch it around, you get life. Evil and life is the same thing. Evil is what is defending life. Evil is what is protecting life. You see? Evil is what is ridding creation of that which wants to destroy creation. You see? But we grew up in a system that misword things, misrepresent things, give you the different meanings to words when one word means something else, they give you this and tell you it mean that, and then have the population confused. You know, it's for an eye to come out of that and get back into self. And when you get into self and start to read now, yourself teaches you everything. You know what I'm saying? And people, because was brought up in a world to see self as something just minor, you know, some minute something. We don't realize that self is all there is. It's right? Self is what created the universe and galaxies. Self. Your conscious, intelligent awareness of being is what created all things. You see it? Yeah, Psalms 121, you know. You know, I tell the eyes them, you know, it is there, you know. I lift thy eyes to the hills from whence cometh I help. I help cometh from I, the eye of the mind. So when you close the eyes and you lift your eye up to your pineal gland, to the eye of the mind, yeah, you're lifting it up to the hill from whence cometh all help. Your help. Your help cometh from the Lord, which is your word, your thought. You see it? That made heaven and earth. And that word, that thought, that I shall not suffer you to be moved. Once you hold in thought your stillness, your firmness. The eye that keepeth eye shall not slumber. Behold, the eye that keepeth eye and eye shall neither slumber nor sleep. Because the eye of the mind never sleeps, never slumbers. It's always aware and awake. It's just that we're not tuned in. You see it? That same eye, which is your thought, which is your word, is the shade upon your right hand, that which cover you, cover your right hand. You know what I'm saying? You declare that the sun shall not smite you by day, nor the moon by night. What's up? You want something? When I come off the life, I'm about to come off just now. You know? Yeah. Sun shall not smite I by day, nor the moon by night. Do the eyes them truly believe that? You know what I'm saying? Do you hold your thought in that way? You know what I'm saying? Do you have faith in that to bring it to manifestation in your reality? You see it? You know, so this is how we using the Psalms. This is how we use our body. The body is a machine. Thought and feeling. Generate them. Put them together, marry them together, and create your reality. That you, the inner mind, the inner man, the inner being, would like to experience. You see it? If not, and you continue in your wrong way of thinking, you will just get sick, continue to get sick, and then you will just dismantle yourself. You will deteriorate, you will unform. Your body will go back to the dirt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Consider the stories of old when they speak of ancients and they speak of thought and all of those people them, you know, who live for thousands of years and rule over nations for thousands of years, and consciousness go and come, and yes, take thought of those thoughts. And let those thoughts take you to where they originated from. You see it. So until such time, we do give thanks for each and every eye joining in with I on this life. You know, on the mission of self-realization, self-mastery. You know what I'm saying? Being able to be master of the I own destiny. It's right? Being able to become one with all things, all creation. You know what I'm saying? Loosen all the chains of mental control and being able to live free in creation and be all that you're desiring to be without hindrances. You see it? And knowing that it's not about the outward things, it's not about the material things, it's about making right the inward, the mind, the thoughts, seeking first the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom within. You see it? Seeking there, and everything without will be glorified. So until such time, we do give thanks. Antoine, yeah. We do give thanks. Yeah, I agree. Trillions come. You know what I'm saying? I affirm that said way. You know, we do give thanks to the glory, you know. Mighty is he that dwelleth within I and I, you know. Yeah. The eye of the mind is mighty and great and terrible in its doings. You see, because many believe them say, oh, if God is such a loving God and a good God, why is there so many, you know, bad things going on in the earth? It is because he is so loving and so good. Why those bad things are happening? If the eyes them truly overs. Yes, right. The Most High, the energy, the consciousness is given to I and I that which we desire. Whatever it may be, we are getting our heart's desire. Whether we thinking right or we thinking wrong, we getting it. And that is the goodness of the Most High, the eye of the mind, the word. Whatever you hold to as your truth, as your reality, you receive. So if you're holding the truth that reality is full of evil, full of wicked people, full of wrongdoing, hey, the most mighty I am who is faithful and true shall give you the same. And then now you want to question the I, whether the I is all good. Yes, he's all good. It is all good. She is all good. Yes, given to you all that you are holding in consciousness. You see it. So when we overs this now, there is no longer problems in the world. No more problem, oh. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just solutions. We have the solution to solve everything. Yes. Teach the people to think the right way of thinking. Yes, right? And once you teach them the right way of thinking, they, when they apply it, the right way of thinking, shall gain the knowledge and overcome and be freed and receive salvation. For remember, salvation is free to him that seek it. You see it? Yeah. Just like energy, the electricity is free to him that have the mechanism to harness it. If you have a mechanism to harness energy to power your house, then energy is free to you. So it is free to whoever can harness it. Just as all spiritual power and energy that is in creation, it is free to him that can harness it, that can align his thought and his feeling in that way. becoming the character of that which he desired to be. And then his reality will shift. Become the character first. The world is running where everybody wants the reality to shift before they become the character. You know what I'm saying? Serve in a world of idols. It's right? A world of images. A world of man-made things. It's right? And forsaking the true maker, the true Lord, the true ruler, the true God. The word, the thought, the eye of the man. You see it? And also, royal blessings, peace and love continually. Until such time, we do give thanks, yeah? Honorable eyes, do join I, next strong, for lesson 7, class 7 of high school of thought. Lesson 7 of the master key system. Is right. So until such time, I will send the item a prompt, along the strong coming on to the Sabbath said way, Full joy the rest of the eyes them day, keeping in mind that the Sabbath is the state fulfilled, dwelling in your state fulfilled, dwelling in peace and harmony, peace and love, and all the joy that come within. You can't dwell in peace and love on the 7th day and then Monday going out into destruction, or Sunday going back out in. No. Your peace and love every day. You're dwelling in your state till that is made manifest for you. You see it? That you don't go back and forth. You do not have a wavering mind. Your mind must be steadfast, steady, faithful. Faithful to the ideal, faithful to the vision, faithful to the Christus, the Christ. You see it? To the word. You see it? Yeah. Living it, becoming it. You see it? To be it. So until such time, royals, do give thanks again. Blessings to each and every eye, each and every household. Yeah, may the eyes them continue in prosperity, health, wealth, and love. And until next strong, full joy the eyes them week, and please be diligent in the exercise. You see it? This week, what we're doing? We're examining a picture. And we're trying to mentally create that picture within our mind in all perfection. Is that? And its purpose is for the preparing of the soil. Yeah, we're becoming planters. Yeah, we're going to start to plant seeds of thoughts that is going to reap into beautiful trees in our reality. And we will eat of the fruits of the same. So until such time, royals, bless up the eyes them royal selves. Will I am.